What is going on, every good people of the world? Welcome back to the Mad Poet Show. I am the Mad Poet. You are an audience. We are the Mad Poet Society, and welcome to it. Good times indeed. Thank you for being here very much. I do appreciate it. I'm just kind of organizing a couple of things here to make sure I can see things and stuff and junk. Okay, so I got a couple of new followers on DLive. Got Diane and Blue Tulips have followed. Thank you very much for the follow. I think those may have come in earlier. I'm not sure if you're on right now, but nonetheless, you are appreciated. And I see we got Obscure Mysticism Cults tuning back in. Good to see you again. Yes, says hope all is well. All is well. I'm doing really well. I just started back up streaming a couple of days ago, and I've decided I'm going to do this daily streaming for at least a month. I'll probably do a daily streaming, hopefully until like the end of March. And I'm just going to kind of see what that does with, audience participation and stuff. And it's me playing guitar, so I'm having a good time. No complaints there. But yeah, things are going really well. Really good to be back into the live performances because I just really like performing live. And now that I've got the new, basically I took about 3 months off. A few people have heard this already, but took a few months off and had to kind of redo some of my software. The service I use for multi-streaming is different now, and I feel like I'm actually getting a much better quality videos. I've gone back and watched the last couple videos I did, the last couple streams I did, watched the replay. The quality seems to be much higher than it was with the other service, and I was really surprised at that because I thought that was just our internet here at this house that was causing the since we have really blurry screens and stuff, and it seems like that's clearing up, and I really hope that continues that way. But yeah, it's been good. So yes, so we're playing my 60th album right now, Finite Reality. When we get done with this one, we're going to switch over to my 62nd, which is called Spider. I have been trying to do, my plan is to do longer streams for this next month and a half. And so 2 albums, preferably for each show. Yesterday we got cut a little short. My sheet music just shut off and I could not get the program to open back up. I'm not sure what happened there. Technical difficulties do occur. But here we are, rocking 60th album, Finite Reality. This next song is in D minor, for those playing along on their trumpets, bass guitars, and euphoniums. And this is called The Ghost of Temptation. Let me just fix this light real quick, and I'll be right with you. Our first road light of the day. So I call in the light crew, which is me, and I fix it. All right, Tara coming in, I think probably from Facebook, and Jeff also. Great to see you, Tara. I haven't seen you in like 75 years or something. I hope you're doing well. Thank you very much. I'm glad you're enjoying the show. And Jeff, good to see you as always. Thanks for the compliment. I'm glad things are coming through well. I am still working out the new system, but it seems to be working nicely, so I'm very pleased with that. Nice. Good to be here. Okay. 60th album. It's still really weird saying things like, this is my 60th album. I have decided my official release for my 66th album will be this coming Saturday. And most likely that day I will be playing my two newest albums live, 65 and 66, Incomprehensible Isolation and Schizonoid Paraphrenic are the titles of those two albums. Schizonoid Paraphrenic, the upcoming album, I've been getting the total kick out of that one. I'm looking forward to playing it live. There are some songs I think are going to be a real riot to play live on that one. So right now we're playing Finite Reality. For those following along, we're going to be playing in C Phrygian on your violins and your coffee cans and your harmonicas. Pull them out, play along. And if you like the old band Metal Church, they were awesome. They had an album that was titled Metal Church. And on the album Metal Church by Metal Church, there was a song called Metal Church. These guys named songs like George Foreman named his kids. This song was actually inspired by Metal Church off of Metal Church by Metal Church. And I kid because I love Metal Church is a band that I grew up on that, and they're awesome. It's a great album. And for those of you who know that song, the intro to this will not sound unfamiliar to you. I'm not plagiarizing. It was definitely inspired thereby. This song is called 6 Hours Ago. Obscure Mysticism Cult said, great song in reference to the lovely metal church. Now I'm just kind of checking something. Okay, so yeah, Jeff and Tara are coming in from Facebook. Obscure Mysticism Cult is coming in from YouTube. The icons, the way the chat, this is always one of the biggest problems with multi-streaming is how do you get the chats from all of the different sites to show up? And interestingly, the icons on this particular thing, it shows Obscure Mysticism Cult's Tara and Jeff as all coming from, they've all got the Picardo icon. Picardo, I don't know if I've ever had anyone watch from that website. I don't think I've ever seen anyone chat from it. So I may have to look into that part a little bit. But at least all of the information is coming through, so that's good. That makes me very happy. And it's a lot of fun for the kids. You know what else is fun for the kids? Being on the run. Steve tuning in from Livespace beta test says, nice stuff. No idea how you have energy to play like that every day. Never enough metal music. This is true. And also, Steve is a new follower on Livespace. Thank you very much for the follow. Do appreciate it. And, the energy comes from the fact that, I'm only 51, so, still in that really energetic phase of life. No, the truth is, the energy comes from the fact that I don't, this is my full-time job, music. My occupation ultimately is teaching music, so that's where my relatively modest income occurs. And I don't have to go out and fight traffic and work office space style. That really makes my life a lot easier. And a life spent in the pursuit of music is not a wasted life. I'm pretty pleased where I've gotten to with everything. And it's enabled me to do, this stuff with this crazy light show. And another thing that, and I've talked about this before, but this is a really valid point. This half hour before I started the show, I finished a lesson right here. And so, I'm teaching music online. And so Kyle and I get done with our lesson, and then it's like, well, turn on the lights, turn on the smoke machine, get everything going, and do a show. And that makes it so much easier. There have been many times that I have done shows in bars and clubs and theaters, and you're hauling amplifiers, and you're setting up sound systems, and it's kind of crazy. So I don't have to expend all of that energy before a show, which makes the show much, much easier to accomplish. Looks like my parents are tuning in from Twitch. Good to see you guys. They're proud of me. Thank you. I am proud of you for making such an awesome son. My mother and father didn't raise no fool, unless you count my brother. So, well done, Mom and Dad. All right, so this next song is called You May Be Wondering. And if the thing that you may be wondering about is what a song sounds like when it's written in a diminished key or a diminished mode, depending on your personal perspective of the definitions of musical stuff, this song is in E Locrian. Locrian is a diminished mode, and diminished, that is the stereotypical diminished sound. And it basically makes it so there's not a real pleasant resolution, as we often get from most songs, to our main note of the scale. And it makes it very fun for me to experiment my way through my improvisation and all of that. So this song is You May Be Wondering. we got coming up here? We got hiccups coming up. Oh, Shadows Embrace. This is, I always have to talk a bit about this one. It's a very cool song. We're going to slow it down a little bit. We're going to play in, there's three things about this that are awesome. So one, it's in B flat minor. For my regular viewers out there and for guitar players out there, you know that in a standard tuned guitar, B flat minor is a very unfriendly key to play in. And the reason for that is that none of the open strings are in your key. So if you're playing what we call diatonically or in key, because musicians are jerks and we can't just, say things that make sense, it can be kind of tough. You don't have those open strings to fall back on, and that can be a very friendly thing for a guitar player. The other thing about this is, again, as my regulars know, on every album I dedicate a song to someone. This song is dedicated to my grandma Marie, who was a really awesome gal, had a great sense of humor. I've often said my grandparents would absolutely not understand my music. They would be like, what in the hell are you playing? They would certainly appreciate it, but they wouldn't get it. And, yeah, I think my grandma Marie would be very, she never heard this song because very selfishly she died like 20 years before I wrote it. And grandparents, what are you going to do, right? But then the other reason this is really cool is my friend Susan. She heard this song, and she's also a musician. She's a student of mine, and she writes music for choirs. And after she listened to this song, she contacted me and asked if she could have permission to do her own derivative work of this. And I said, yeah, of course. I mean, that's really cool that someone wants to use my music in that way. So she basically did this cover tune for a choir. She wrote out this choral version of this. And the first time I heard her version was just before I played this live. And so I listened to this kind of electronic version of it. It's never been recorded. And I was just like in a cold sweat because it was just so cool what she had done with this piece. I mean, I don't know if Susan's listening right now. She sometimes tunes in. But, so this song, it's got a lot of really cool things going on with it between Susan and Grandma Marie and B flat minor and the sunglasses. This is the Shadows Embrace. I'm just making a couple quick notes here. Okay, something looked wonky on one of the lights, and then there's a fade out. And I want to take a look out on that also. Had a couple of typing errors in there because it's dark and I'm wearing sunglasses, but it'll get the picture to me. All right, where's my guitar pick? And where's my water? I'm getting dehydrated here. Okay, so there's a thing that's about to happen. Because, ladies and gentlemen, we have arrived at the G sharp minor portion of the show. You are welcome. That's right. This song is called To Think Beyond Rationality. Steve from Live Space was, mentioning the energy levels. It is a lot doing a show every day. You definitely got to be prepped for it. I did, teach for several hours and jump straight into a show, and definitely going to have to wind down when I'm done here, but I'm always glad I'm doing it. Got someone coming on DLive. I need to increase the font size on my DLive chat. Because, where's my computer mouse? Okay, there we go. Got Bored Trolls just mentioned Rob Halford. I do love me some Judas Priest. Judas is awesome. I think he's referencing my awesome haircut and sunglasses, which are much like Rob Halford's, and also my nicely graying beard, which is also much like Rob Halford's. For those who may not be aware, Rob Halford is the lead singer of a small band called Judas Priest, which is awesome. Oh, Judas Priest, man. They did such great stuff. They were definitely in my formative years when I was a little metalhead. Judas Priest did a lot for me. Very cool stuff. So, welcome Bored Troll from DLive. Anyone else coming in from DLive or anywhere you're coming in from? I am streaming out to, I think, 13 or 14 websites today. Wherever you're coming in from, thank you very much. If you're new here, if you don't know what we're doing, I am the Mad Poet. You are an audience. We are the Mad Poet Society. Today we're playing my 60th album called Finite Reality. When we get done with this, we're going to do my 62nd album, which is titled Spider. And for those who may have missed the announcement a little earlier, next Saturday I will be releasing my 66th album, which is titled Schizonoid Paraphrenic. And yes, thank you, Rob. I agree. He did a lot for heavy metal, Judas Priest, and in general. And the guitar players, KK and Glenn from Judas Priest, also great style on the stuff they played. I haven't played a Judas Priest song in a long time. On my streams here, I'm just doing my original music, so there you go. Though I do have Rob Halford's haircut, I definitely do not have Rob Halford's voice. The guy was a freaking air raid siren. So good. All right. Let's continue on. Oh, and Bored Troll says that's a lot of. Yeah, I got a good little collection back there. We've got 7 hanging back there, and then of course this one here, and it's a fun little collection of guitars I've got. I really enjoy it. It's kind of my life. It's good stuff. So again, everyone, wherever you're coming in from, thank you very much. Going to continue on with Finite Reality. This next song is called Thought Is All I Am. And Board Troll has a new follower. I'm getting a lot of traction on DLive. That's really cool. I kind of just started back up streaming. I've been off for a few months, and I've gotten several followers on DLive over the last few days. I really appreciate that, and it seems like a very cool platform. It's kind of interesting, streaming out to as many platforms as I do, and sometimes some of them get more traction than others, and some of them get none at all. Some of them get a whole bunch, and so I kind of check them out here and there. Kind of say DLive seems like a pretty cool platform, and I'm kind of looking to check things out on there, and I hope it does well as a platform. It doesn't seem like it's got as much use as some of the better known platforms like YouTube and Twitch. You guys may have heard of those. But it's pretty awesome. So I'm glad I got some cool people coming in and checking me out on there. Okay, we got 2 songs left on this album, and then we're going to switch over to Spider, my 62nd album. And we'll see how that switchover goes. It's still been a little rough on the changeover between albums. Every time I do it, I'm kind of figuring it out a little bit better. I think I set things up a little better in advance this time for the switchover. Sometimes when I play this album, it's just for this next song. And it's not even so much because I like the song. I like it a lot. But it's just got such a great name. I really like my song titles. And this is one of the better ones. This is A Pile of Skulls. Okay, looks like we got more people coming in on D Live. That's awesome. That is so cool. I'm really digging this D Live platform. Got Diane coming on. I believe Diane might be one of my new followers on there. Nonetheless, thank you very much. Thank you everyone for coming in. We got one more song left on this album, then we're going to switch over, and we're going to attempt to switch over. I've been successful the last 2 shows in a row. Hopefully, it'll be a little smoother this time. This is an interesting song from my perspective because of the way it was composed. I had started composing this song and I thought I was composing it in E minor. And then I started using if there are any music theory buffs out there, I started using the sharp 7, which is a very common thing. It's basically the 7th note of the scale. I move it up 1 fret. And this makes it a harmonic minor. And then I started writing it, and I realized I was actually writing it in E Phrygian. So I was actually using a Phrygian sharp 7, which has consecutive half tones. And I'm sure everyone knows exactly what I'm talking about, because I'm sure you all study music theory just as much as I do. Anyway, because of the consecutive half tones, it makes for some interesting chord combinations and some very funky ways of kind of moving around during my improvisations. And, you know, at first my thought was, oh, I should correct. And I was like, no, I shouldn't correct this. I should just go with it. And it came out really cool. It's a very fun song. Last song of Finite Reality, and then we'll do the switch over. This song is called Before Eternity. Okay, another follower on DLive. I think DLive is coming up as a contender to be kind of my primary platform. This is DudeMan76. Thank you very much for coming in. I hope you're enjoying the show. Kind of guessing that you are, since you did in fact follow. That was the end of my 60th album, Finite Reality. We're going to switch over now, and I'm going to try to do everything in the correct order. We'll see if this all works, because if I don't do the exact right sequence, it fails miserably. Basically, the sheet music program I use is a bit of a bully when it comes to the audio system. And yeah, it pushes other things around. So my switch over, and I basically have to tell my recording program to run my sheet music program. And the ordering of things, okay, that part of the switch, I'm in the new one. That's good. Now let's get this back in here while I'm working in a dark room with sunglasses on, because I'm just like the Blues Brothers that way, you know? And I do like the clip that DudeMan76 put up of Def Leppard. I believe that is from the Photograph video. I actually was working with one of my students on that exact song, and he had some questions about the guitar. So there's a part in the guitar solo where Phil does this really standard bluesy riff. Oh, my guitar's not. Oh, okay, that's a good thing to notice. I'm glad that's another thing I got to remember. Make sure my guitar is set correctly. Yeah, in that guitar solo on Photograph, he does this really standard kind of blues thing. And one of my students was like, how do they get it that fast? So I was showing him some of the technique things that guitar players use in a case like that to get the speed up to where we need it to be. Not always the easiest task. Okay, when this happens, we are actually in the right spot. I think hey, Maybe Q Chris is back. Hey, thanks for coming in, Maybe Q Chris. Good seeing you again. Welcome back to the show. I'm glad you're back. I checked out your channel yesterday. You were hosting someone else, and totally digging, like I said, really digging this DLive platform. I'm definitely going to be going on there more often. Okay, I think that this is definitely my smoothest switch over so far. If when I hit the space bar, it plays, this will be top notch. Okay, so we're moving into my 62nd album. It's titled Spider, and this first song is called Dead Eyes, Watching You. Oh, one more thing I gotta do. Boom, Dead Eyes. Success. This was definitely my best album changeover. Thank you for your patience through that. I'm going to try to get better and better at that as we go, but I'm really glad about that. So on my last album that I played, Finite Reality, played the song Shadow's Embrace, and that was dedicated to my grandma Marie, my maternal grandmother. This next song is called Frantic Whispers, and it is dedicated to my paternal grandfather, Grandpa Art. I was pretty close with all of my grandparents. This song, I mentioned earlier, my grandparents would not have gotten my music. They just wouldn't. And this is the one they would have understood the absolute least. My Grandpa Art would have been like, what? But he would have liked it. He just wouldn't have understood it. It was a nice upbeat piece for those who are playing along on their banjos and their timpanis. This song is in F minor, and it is called Frantic Whispers. Frantic Whispers for Grandpa Art. This next song, I always feel like I should say we're going to slow down, but it's actually a pretty upbeat piece. It just kind of has a little lighter, flowery little intro thing going on. But it's definitely pretty cool. It's a change of pace is what's going on, because that last one, that was pretty ripping. It's a little change of pace on this, but still a nice energetic little piece. In A minor, 133 beats a minute, or thereabouts. This is called Wild Rose. So now what do we got going on? Hey, I got One Easy Money just followed on DLive. Thank you very much for coming in, One Easy Money. Great to see you. I hope you are enjoying the show. And I'm going to have to check my follower count, my follower count on my DLive setup, because like last Friday I had 0 followers on there. And they've been coming in really regularly. I'm just totally digging this DLive thing. Thank you very much. But again, thank you everyone, no matter where you're coming in from. DLive, Trovo, Picardo, Vaughn, Nino, Nomo, Facebook, the other Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Africa, whatever, wherever you're coming in from, thank you very much. I am glad you're here and totally loving it. One of the things I'm liking about the DLive is in the chat, people are able to put up little GIFs and stuff. So I got like Def Leppard rocking out, and I got the Wayne's World Bohemian Rhapsody GIF in there. Very cool. Digging it. So yes, for those who are new here, who are unfamiliar with what I do, if you're coming in late, I am the Mad Poet. You are an audience. We are the Mad Poet Society. Today we're playing my 60th and 62nd albums. We're on my 62nd one right now. This album is titled Spider. And on the album cover, I have a picture of a spider. Because I'm crazy like that. Because that's what the Mad Poet do. Yes. Now this song, we are going to slow it down a little bit. It's in C Phrygian, for those who are following along. This is called Until We Collapse. I'm going to need to kind of rearrange, I think, the DLive chat so I can see it a little better. That should work a little better there. I just got a diamond from DudeMan76. Says my stream is spot on. Thank you very much. I'm not sure what diamonds are. I'm gonna have to look into that because I am new to the DLive thing. And yeah, very cool. I don't know what's going on. Okay, I'm clicking on stuff and I probably shouldn't be. But yes, so I'm gonna check out the diamonds and all that. I'm not sure exactly how that works, but that's very cool that I'm getting just a lot of traction on DLive. This is awesome. So yes, we're gonna keep the upbeat pace going. Sometimes we slow it down a little bit like that last song, but I like the balls and chunk and getting it going. So this next song is called Crimson Kiss. Right. Crimson Kiss by the Mad Poet, also known as me. And again, for anyone coming in late, I'm the Mad Poet. You are an audience. We are the Mad Poet Society. Thank you for being here. Greatly appreciated. Still haven't quite made the decision on how I'm going to handle this next part. Because, ladies and gentlemen, we have arrived at the second G sharp minor portion of the show. You are still welcome. This piece is called Where Have You Been? Drink lots of water, everybody. It's getting sweaty in here. Okay. Now, on many of my albums, I shouldn't say many, on some of my albums, I will have an album title and a song of the same title, sometimes known as a title track. Most people know that. I don't have that on this album. I do have this next song, which references the album title. The album title is Spider. This track is not titled Spider. I formerly said that this was the greatest song title of all time. That in fact it was the greatest title of all time of any kind. Books, movies, poems, paintings, scripts, songs, albums. But I'm wrong. I used to think it was the number one best title of all time until I heard Ozzie Nelson's song that has a better title. Ozzy has a song titled, I'm looking for a guy who wears, no, let me say this right. I'm looking for a guy who plays alto and baritone and doubles on a clarinet and wears a size 37 suit. That is the greatest song title of all time. He's got me beat. Of course, he's dead, so I got him beat there. But he does got me beat on the song title. So this is the second greatest song title of all time. This song is called A Spider, an Octopus, Two Horses, and Other Things with 8 Legs. Missed my last chord on that. Okay. I'm trying to remember how many songs are on this album. I feel like this one's might be 11, 10 or 11. I don't know. Got 10 on this. Okay. So moving on to song number 8. So we're moving in toward the end of the show here. We got 3 more songs. Hopefully that'll work out well for us. This was about the time yesterday that my sheet music programs went and stopped working. And I was unable to get it working again, so that was the end of the show. But so far today, this has been a pretty smooth show. I feel like I'm starting to get the system worked out and enjoying it. Again, thank you to everyone for coming in. If you're enjoying the show, please come back tomorrow. I'm not sure exactly. Probably be a little earlier tomorrow because of my teaching schedule. I think I'm going to try to be done by 5, so I'll probably light up at around 1 or 2 tomorrow. Not exactly sure. Kind of got to play it by ear. But I will be on tomorrow, and I hope people come back. Tell your friends. Tell your enemies. Tell strangers. Tell acquaintances. Or don't. Because I'm not the kind of person who demands that people go out and market on my behalf. If you like what I do, I appreciate it. I like being here because it's cool. And I might as well, because I got no pizza, because our stove is still broken. So it's going to be a pasta night, I think. Maybe some fettuccine alfredo with shrimp. Who knows what's going to happen? Could be a crazy night. Probably won't be. Sarah and I are not very crazy kind of people. We're pretty laid back, calm kind of people. It doesn't mean you can't have pasta night, though. All right. Thanks for coming in. This next song is called Unchangeable Destinations. Obscure Mysticism Cult is enjoying my humor from YouTube still. Thanks for still being here. It's cool how many people are coming in for my shows these days. I'm really digging this. All right. 2 more songs to go tonight. Getting back into some B flat minor, making it more challenging for myself as a guitar player. And getting hungry too, so as much as I enjoy being here, I'm kind of looking forward to the show being over because it is time to stuff the gullet. But we do got some very fun songs coming up here. These last 2 are a good time. B flat minor, no open strings if I want to be diatonic, and I do, except when I don't. I'm not always a diatonic player. There are a lot of ways. Basically, here's how music theory works. You got an octave from A to A, or from E to E, or from C sharp to C sharp. Within that, you have 12 notes. Generally, a scale uses 7 of them, which means there are 5 left over. If you play just those 7, you're playing diatonically. There are absolutely ways to use the other 5 and make it work. It helps to know what you're doing. Sometimes I don't. So let's see how I do on this. B flat minor. This song is The Theory and Practice of Mayhem. Okay then. One more song here tonight. It's the last song of the show. I do appreciate everyone coming out once again. I'm the Mad Poet. You are an audience. We are the Mad Poet Society. If you like what you hear, you like what you see, feel free to check out themadpoet.net, repository of all things Mad Poet. Listen to my music. Come back tomorrow. We'll play some more. I'm not sure what albums I'm going to be playing tomorrow. Haven't decided that yet. I'll take a look tonight and pick a couple out and do it. It's even possible I'll only be able to pull off one tomorrow because of my teaching schedule. We'll see what I can do. This is our last song of the night. Thank you very much for coming in. We played our 60th and 62nd albums, Finite Reality and Spider. The final song of the evening, afternoon, morning, or night, wherever you are, is called Screaming in Your Sleep. All right, gangsters, members of the Mad Poet Society, I bid you good day. The show has come to an end. The night must go on, and I must fill my face with calories. And then I'm gonna have a good workout later. Yes, okay. So yes, thank you very much. I am the Mad Poet, you are an audience, we are the Mad Poet Society. Had a great time doing the show. Thank you very much to all my new followers. Got a whole bunch on DLive, anywhere else. And apologies to anyone listening. There's a few places where I'm unable to see the chat from those websites. So if you were trying to chat and I was not responding, that is why. But I do appreciate you being here. We'll be back tomorrow. Don't know exactly what time. Don't know exactly which album. Don't know exactly what I'm going to do. But it should be a good time. At least I hope so. That is all for me. I am out. And I will see you